Hey guys, so I'm working on the control button tutorial this morning and the control glove tutorial, and wanted to take a minute and make a quick video on how to double check your work with a multimeter before you continue, just to make sure all your connections are good. Earlier in the tutorial I showed you how to kind of keep track of what wires go to what connectors, and on mine the white is the first, red is second, and yellow is the third. So those actually correspond to these on the jack here, and I have my wires taped down because they were not behaving. Never let the wires win. That's why I said earlier in the tutorial to always keep some masking tape handy. So basically the way this works, let me try to zoom in here, keep this in focus. Okay, the way this works is the first wire is the middle connector, and that goes to the tip of the jack here. The second connector is right here, and that goes to the second section. Third connector is right here, and that goes to the third section, and then the ground on the bottom goes to this back section. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first test my ground. So I take my multimeter, I'm going to switch it to about 2K ohms, and I can touch any one of these black wires because they're common ground, as I showed you how to wire those together earlier in the tutorial. That is the left pin. So let me see if I can keep all this under control and still let you guys see what happens here. So I'm going to touch this left pin right here. It's a little bit tricky, and then with my other one I will touch the ground over here. I'm not getting a connection at all. Hold on, this may be a little tricky for me to do with the camera. Okay, ground connection there. And there we go. That should go to zero, near zero. Okay, that means we have a good connection, as long as you don't see that OL, which is an open line signal. So then what you want to do, I mark my wires with red, green, and yellow just to mark my 1, 2, and 3 buttons, just so I kind of know what's going on. So what you'll do then is you will take the red wire, which is the pin on the right hand side, and this is my red, which is my number 1 channel, and then I will touch the tip of that jack. I'm going to try to do it so you guys can see. There we go. Whoops, I'm not getting a good connection. And that should go to 0. There you go. Or even, yeah, 0.1's fine. I'm just not getting a good connection there. It's hard to keep that under control. But anyway, what you want to do is you want to do that with each one of those. So again, this is 1, 2, and 3. So you just want to touch the red wire of each one against each section and make sure this goes down to 0 or near 0. If you have numbers jumping around all over the place, that means you don't have a good connection. You need to double check your soldering joints and make sure those are good. And of course, if it just stays OL, then you have 0 connection. Again, go back and check your joints. Okay, so that should do it. I'm going to move on to the other parts of the tutorial, and hopefully this was helpful.